Shalom, shalom, shalom this morning. What's up, Israel? What's up, Israel? What's up, Israel? I just got up, man, to a video my sister Keisha Verge sent me. And that thing just ignited my fire. I've been laying dormant for the last few days because if the Spirit don't give me nothing to talk about, then I just be sitting around looking crazy. But I didn't have nothing to talk about this morning till Keisha Verge gave me that video of a TV station. I just shared it on my page to a TV station in England, and we are seeing how Satan is operating, and the heathen is now. Hold on one second. What's up, Vino?
Hey, what's up, Nicky? We cleaning out Lincoln Miller.
Okay, y'all are?
Yeah, but we ain't putting it outside yet.
Okay, all right. I'll be down there a little later.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Hey, well.
What?
Yeah, I don't know when they're going to put it out yet, though.
Okay, just let me know. I'll be on top of it. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry, brothers and sisters, but as I was saying, Sister Keisha Verge just gave me a video, and it ignited my spark again. I'm telling you, listen, I'm telling you, it's about to come down through the pipeline. And we know that the promise is that the Most High is going to destroy his enemies. His enemies are rising up right now to declare us as racist, as terrorists, homegrown terrorists, and all of this. And I was sitting there listening to those heathens talk just a second ago. When y'all checked the video out. Good morning. When y'all checked the video out, I was listening to those heathens talk. And they talking about how the black Hebrew Israelites did spread all the way to England. And the guy was like in the background saying that he didn't have no idea that the movement was on such a magnitude as that. Man, I got excited. Because the only thing that this can compare to is what's written in the prophetic scriptures. And that's a trip, man. That's a trip. Then the Father promised that he was going to gather his people from wherever they've been scattered, from the four corners of the earth, all at the same time. It's a phenomenon that's going on. It's so massive and it's so great at the same time that now our enemies, they're really starting to be afraid. Because the only thing they talk, well, it just seemed like it's a racist type of movement to me. Yeah, me too. That's what I was thinking. That's why ain't that about a butt? Anybody gonna be a racist? You diabolical savage that went on a murderous campaign from one end of the earth to the other, killing and robbing and maiming and raping and taking everybody's land and assuming people's identity and all. And you diabolical savages had a nerve enough to call somebody a racist because we proclaim in your judgment and that you got to pay for the crimes of your forefathers. Yeah, you're going to pay for your crimes. Prepare ye to slaughter for his children's children for the sins that they have committed against the children of Israel. Prophesy against Mount Seir. Prophesy against Mount Seir, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and shed the blood of your brother Jacob continuously, even in the time that his iniquity had an end. You still kept killing him. Prophesy against Mount Seir. Tell him that blood shall pursue him, because he didn't hate not to shed blood. Blood now shall pursue him. Everywhere you go, heathen, blood is going to pursue you. Not because black people hate you, but because the Most High said you got to pay for the crimes that you have committed against his people. And I wish to God they would come on YouTube. Why they don't never grab one of my videos and put them on TV? Because you're going to see. You can't use the racism card. This is the scripture. Who is this that cometh from Edom with his garments dyed red? Who is this that come from Balsa? I and I alone have treaded down in the winepress, and there was none to help but me. And so my arm, I brought my salvation. I let blood flow up to a horse's bridle, because Edom had to be judged for the crime that he have committed and the blood that he have shed. Even right to this day, you heathenistic savages are out here killing our brothers, our Hebrew brothers, but they don't have no weapons, they don't have no nothing. And you got the nerves enough to call somebody racist when you keep putting wicked racist, Ku Klux Klan loving police on the force to come in our communities and wreak havoc? You diabolical savages. And to my brothers and sisters, don't you ever believe anything that you see come out of a heathen's mouth, because he is incapable of telling the truth. When he speaketh of a lie, he speaketh of his own, because he is the father of it. So now they starting to pay attention. But remember, Israel, remember what the Most High said. Revelations 2, 9 and 10. I know thy works, thy tribulation, and thy poverty. I also know about the blasphemy, the liars that's claiming that they are Jews. How dare this sucker gonna say, well, you know, it don't even sound like Judaism to me. Of course it ain't Judaism. We don't care nothing about no Judaism. Judaism is another savage, diabolical religion. We don't care nothing about no Judaism. Well, I know them that say that they are Jews and are not, but do lie. The Father know that. But hear what he told us. When we come to that understanding, he said, fear none of the things which thou shalt suffer, for they shall deliver thee up unto their magistrates, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Only be thou faithful unto death, and I'll give you a crown of righteousness. You see, there's going to be a price to pay through this regathering process, this regathering campaign that the Most High is doing. It's going to be a process, you see? And so they are coming out right now, beginning to arm themselves and try and thwart the process by the things they're put in place. The HR 1242, reminding the white folks that this nigga is nothing. He claims he's an Israelite, but we're going to remind our people that he can never be no more than a slave to us. The HR 1222. They arm themselves right now with the media. Putting it out there like we racist and this and that and the other. They arm themselves right now, and they letting their people know right now. So we letting our people know too. But just you know, heathen, just you know, since y'all want to take our scrolls and our scriptures and try to use them, just you know that your judgment is contained in there. Just you know about Malachi chapter 5 verse 7, where it's talking about Jacob dwelling in the midst of you Gentiles as a lion among beasts. Just you know that when you try to rise up against us and harm us, just you know that it's going to be you that get hurt. It's going to be your children that come up missing. Just you know that. Just you know that this ain't the 1800s, and we ain't going back where we been. This is the day of the Gentiles. This is your day of judgment. This is the day that we've been waiting on and crying out to the Most High for. The day that we see our enemies destroyed. So you can call us racist all you want. That won't thwart your judgment. Because the only thing we telling you is what's written in the scripture. It's not what's written in our heart. But we know who the true racists are. So every time racism come up is when somebody is telling you or reminding you of the savagery of your foreparents, and even the savagery of some of y'all right now. Your heart is the one that's filled up with hatred. You're the one that can't stand colored people of color. So don't, y'all want to put something on your video, put that on there. Come on over to YouTube like you said. Oh, you see anything on YouTube? Yeah, it sound like hate. It don't sound like no hate. It don't sound like no hate. It just know that when somebody's threatening you and telling you it's you that's about to get your ass kicked, now you start shaking in your boots. Well, y'all been kicking ours for 400 years. And you think that you was going to do that to a people for that long? And it was going to be without repercussion? And then you was going to mock our God in the process? You was going to kill God's people and then thank God for it. Yeah, okay. So brothers and sisters, let us be prepared. Let us move with wisdom. Let us move with wisdom. We know what's coming. Let us move with wisdom. And we thank the Father that we got everything that we need within the family of Israel. We got praisers in Israel. We got priests in Israel. We got prophets in Israel. And we have an army in Israel that's being gathered right now as we speak. That according to Micah 5:7, they will not tarry for men, nor wait on man. And when they go through, they're going to go through as a lion amongst the sheep. That when they go through, they will rip and render and tear into pieces, and there shall be nobody that is able to deliver these heathens from their hand. We know that Israel had the baddest army on the planet. We know, according to the scriptures, that nobody could stand in the midst of Israel when it came time to go to war. We know what they're afraid of. The prophecy of Ezekiel 37. Son of man, prophesy to these dry bones. Can they live? They beginning to live now. The bones are coming together bone by bone now. And these heathens know that at the end of the day, it's going to stand up on their feet an exceeding great army. And that is what they terrified of. Because the last time that Israel stood on his feet as an army, there was nobody that could stand in our way. Yeah. And you heathens gonna have to be subdued. Because of you heathens, the whole world is in a state of wickedness. The food is being poisoned, the fish are dying, people are dying, everything is in total chaos. You got everybody on drugs and everybody on alcohol. You done turned men into homosexuals, women into homosexuals. You done all of this wickedness in the earth. And you still think, and you had the craziest mindset to think that you deserve to be in power. No, the Most High said when he break your knees, you will never get up again. Your kingdom is coming to an end. Faster than you think. Yep. Now, if you think that the fall of Israel produced the riches of this world, how much more you think their fullness is going to be? When we get back up, what you think going to happen to your riches then? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So you Christians, you so-called heathen Christians, you try to take our scrolls and use them against us. But how come you can't see yourself in the Holy Scripture? See yourself in there. See yourself in there, heathen. See yourself in there. You see? In order to be a racist, you have to hate people without a cause. If I dislike you because you done broke in my house and raped my daughter and then stole the things that I work for, you understand what I'm saying? And then slap me in the process when I try to defend myself. If I don't like you for that, I got a good reason not to like you. I got a good reason not to like you. But ain't no Hebrew never done anything to you heathens. We ain't never came. We ain't never took your land. We ain't never raped your children. We ain't never done nothing to you heathens. Everything y'all done to us, y'all done it without a cause. And that is why we hate you. Not because you white. We can't be envious of no white person just because they white. You don't have nothing. The Father didn't give you nothing. He didn't give you no color. He didn't give you no lips. He didn't give you no body. He didn't give you no culture. He didn't give you nothing. So why would we hate you? We wouldn't hate you for that. We hate you for what you have done to our people. And if you think for 1 minute that we're not going to continue to stay on our face about it and cry out to the Most High, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, oh, we'll just kill them. You can't stop us from crying out to the Most High. We ain't going to do nothing to you. Our God is going to do it to you. Our God is going to do it to you. You can label us as racist, but we are not the ones that's going to do it. We're going to pray to the Father, the Most High Power, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, whose children we are. We're going to pray to him that he continue to send ice storms, hurricanes, fires, mudslides, tornadoes, earthquakes. That's what we're going to do. And we also going to pray that as it was in the days of Noah, we know it's going to be confusion upon the nation's faces. Confusion, just like our forefathers had confusion. They said, to you belong mercy, O Lord, but to us confusion of faces. So now we're praying for the same confusion of face when it comes to the heathen nations, that you would war against each other and destroy each other. That's what's going to happen. We're not going to have to do it. So if y'all murder us, y'all just going to be murdering us for the same reason that you've been murdering us, because you have an everlasting hatred for your brother Jacob. And you can't get away from that. That's your destiny. You are of your father, the devil. His works, the lust of your father, you're going to do. He was a murderer and he was a liar from the beginning. And for my Christian brothers that think that something is wrong with messages like this, you need to go sit down somewhere. Because if the Bible keep declaring these people are your enemies and you keep seeing that over and over and over and over again, yet you want a peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Yeah, I'm a peace and love too. To the ones that do what Jeremiah 16 and 19 say, the Gentiles shall come from afar, and he shall fall down at your feet and confess that surely they have inherited lies of their foreparents that were to no profit and to no benefit. When the Gentile come and do that, he can have peace. Because now he is ready to become to us what we have been to him throughout this 400 years of captivity. When he come and do that, but as long as he's trying to escape the truth, oh, I don't know if they Israelites or they say they Hebrews, and sucker, where do you think we came from? Well, I know it was some of the black Africans over there were Hebrews and this and that. Yeah, but see, you still in denial. You don't want to mention where the slaves came from. You see, and you ain't got to go that far. And so it's still trickery and treachery, but in your heart you know, but we don't believe you no way because you are the father of a lie. So you just keep watching what the Father promised that he would do. Since y'all try to claim that it was those Jews over there that was being regathered by me and by the Christian church. Yeah, all that's about to be busted down to nothing. So these videos going to YouTube, they're going everywhere, they're going all over. So, you know, I wish one of you suckers would come and put a camera in my face. Come on, put a camera in my face so I can remind you of your diabolical history. And that's why they always go find some buffoon to put on TV. Somebody's going to go right along with the program and make us look bad. Because how be it that this was a black guy talking? A black guy talking. Wow, I just can't believe all these black people talking about their Hebrew Israelites, and it just don't make no sense. And this is a brother. So it's what it is. But y'all can't stop that's prophecy. You can't stop it. You can't stop it. It's going to happen. It's happening right now. We're praising the Most High for it. We're thanking the Most High for it. We're thanking the Most High. We're thanking the Most High. Yeah. And that's good that you got your sons watching, because our sons need to come to understand. If we start raising our sons like we're supposed to from children, they will be full well who their enemies are. They won't be growing up at 16 wanting to go to the prom with no little white girls. They won't be walking around being cool with no white boys. You understand what I'm saying? Because these white people are teaching their children hatred from the moment that they can understand. And we need to be teaching our people who we are and the reason. Not that we hate people. We don't hate. If I don't want to associate with you, that don't mean that I hate you. I don't want to associate with you because I already know that you hate me. So why am I going to run around with you? So we teach our sons and our daughters, we teach our children these things at an early age. You understand what I'm saying? Then they wouldn't be getting caught up in the things that they getting caught up in now. If we start teaching them, hey, you don't have no rights in this country. Hey, every law that's in this country, it never applied to you. It only applied to white people. If we understood that now, our people, if we start teaching our children these things right here, our children will automatically grow up and segregate themselves. They will grow up and segregate themselves. If we was teaching our children these things, they would understand how important it is for them to love each other and build together and collectively stay together and stay connected as a people. If we was teaching our children these things. And see, I know what many of our brothers and sisters are doing. We'll be on Facebook and we're excited about learning, but you still ain't teaching nothing to the next generation of children. Because some of you still ain't dealing with your children. Some of you still ain't seeing your children because of the friction that you might have had with the baby's mama. But the Father calling you to reconcile your differences, I don't care what they are, because the nation depends on it. So you know, our children and wonder why our children lag so far behind. Because if you think that your child can learn how to twerk at 2 years old, or you think your child can learn how to rap a song at 3 years old, your child can read a book. He can read a book. But the problem is that in our mind, we think it's a set time that our children going to be able to digest certain things. Nah, ain't no set time. They start learning as soon as they come out of the womb, if we start teaching. So yeah, we got to be prepared. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Gather yourselves together. Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired, before the time of the decree. You see, the Father then decreed judgment on this world, on this earth. And we have to gather ourselves together so that when that judgment falls, we will be able to aid and assist each other. That's why I told y'all that's why I put that post on there the other day about the PayPal account. I ain't never been one to ask for nobody's money for nothing, because the Father takes care of me and I don't need no lot to live off of. But I do realize this, that from time to time, somebody in Israel is going to have a crisis. Somebody going to have a problem. You understand what I'm saying? And so it don't hurt nothing to start practicing now when you got $2 or $3 or got an extra $5 to put that over there, to start casting your bread on the waters so that after many days you can find it again. You never know when you going to need something. And so if you done these things, then it don't make no difference who have a need or when they have a need. It's something there that can aid and assist them. I ain't seen nothing like this. I done seen people taking offerings for whatever ministry it is that they doing. I done seen people, hey, donate because we got expenses over here. It ain't about none of that. Anything that goes in there will strictly be for people of Israel that run into a crisis and need a little help from time to time. And we need to start practicing these principles right now, because when the decree comes and the judgment hit, who you going to depend on? Who you going to depend on? Because if you got taken by surprise and you didn't have no food and no water stored up, who you going to depend on? You think you can depend on your enemy? When you got to run out of your house and leave everything behind, you think you can depend on your enemy? That's why the Bible tells you, cast your bread up on the waters, and after many days you'll find it, because the Most High know that you're going to incur some type of calamity sooner or later where you need somebody's help. Come on, girl, I'm here.
What's up?
I'm here. Come on.
I just dropped the missus off. I'm heading your way.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Yeah, so you got to start practicing these principles now. You know, you got to start practicing the principles now. You know what I mean? Because when we do get the glory, and the Most High going to say, the sheep and the goats, sheep on my right, goats on my left. He said, inherit eternal life. He said, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was naked, you clothed me. You know, when I was sick, in prison, you fit. He said, when we do it? Inasmuch as you done it for the least of these, my brother, you done it to me also. And it was the flip side for the goats. Inasmuch as you did not do it, when did we see you? If you didn't do it for the least of my brother, then you didn't do it for me. You understand what I'm saying? Because we got to start learning how to care for one another. You understand? That's just point blank, and that's period. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's what it is. It's what it is. Okay, brother. I was going to bring you in here. Yeah, so my Hebrew family helped me and never asked. But I was blessed because Most High allowed them to. That's right. And that's where we got to get. You understand what I'm saying? Because, you know, some of the brothers, you know what I mean? Some of us, we collect money for different things. You know, some of us collect money so we can be able to travel over the country. Some of us collect money so we can be able to keep our teaching facilities together. But see, you know what? I don't knock what nobody's doing. Everybody do things for their own reason. My number one thing is this. Put something in here so that if somebody in Israel ever have a problem, ever fall on some hard times, it can be something in there. Okay? The last $10 got sent away yesterday, and now it's empty. But it's been money coming in and out of that account. After young general died, I said I was going to leave the thing open for that reason. I said, well, I'll leave it up there, you know, and as long as it's some money in there, it's when somebody have a problem or somebody have a need, we won't shoot them everything that's in there, but we shoot them something. Because sometimes it don't matter how much you can do, as much as it is just being able to do something. Just being able to do something blesses people far more than the amount. You understand what I'm saying? The whole thing is that some areas we got to get practicing on. So I just wanted to throw that out there, because if we don't care for each other, if we don't get in the habit of caring for each other now, we're going to be in trouble. We're going to be in trouble. So it's a PayPal account. It's a PayPal account on my page, and that's what it is. Yeah, it's a PayPal account on my page. I reposted again. And just like I said, I would thank Israel because when the young general died, you know, Israel, I don't know what we would have did without Israel's assistance, because not only could I not get there to him, but, you know, we didn't have what we needed to bury him, you know. Israel showed up. Israel showed up and raised, shoot, almost, you know, $3,000, $4,000. You understand what I'm saying? To help us get that done. And I realized that the impact, how impactful that was. You understand what I'm saying? And something like that definitely needed to stay up, because somebody else was going to have an issue sooner or later. And I just figured, well, whatever was in there, you know what I'm saying, it will continue to get used like that. We use discernment with our brothers and sisters situations, but I just figured that I left it up. Well, see, Sarah Diesel, I'm not into, I don't know all of these different things, you know what I'm saying, about these different type of apps. So I just, that's right, $1 from 100 people is just as good. Yeah, because it's not the amount that matters as much as it is. Because giving starts in here. Giving starts in here. It's a PayPal account on my page. And once again, just like I said, you know what? It don't make me no difference with Israel. You know what I mean? Y'all call me and check, see what's in there. You know what I mean? You know, we going to deal with it when it's time to bless somebody, when it's time for somebody to be blessed. You know, Israel gonna know. You know, hey, look, our sister, our brother having some issues. Let's look into this situation. If that, you know what? And if we find that it's genuine, then we're gonna do our part. But you can't do your part if there's nothing there to do your part with. Okay? And the only thing I'm saying is that it would do us good to start practicing caring for one another in these answers. I don't know why I ain't getting no. I'm inviting you, brother, and I'm adding you, but I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I just invited you, and I just added you again. You know, we can make this. Yeah, because it really don't matter to me whether it's a monthly, whether it's yearly, or whether it's just any time you have a spontaneous moment to give something. It don't even matter. The only thing that matters that you come to understand is that one day you're going to have a need. And when you do have a need, there will be nothing greater than for people to be there to aid and assist you. Okay? But see, it got to be a boomerang thing. You know? You ain't boomerang. It's got to be, when you throw it out there, it's going to come back. That's what the scriptures say. Cast thy bread on the waters, and after many days, thou find it again. It may take 10 years before you have a problem or have a crisis, but everything that you threw out there on the water, you will find coming back to you in your time of need. And either you believe the Father or you don't believe it. And you know what? Like I said, we can sneeze and blow out $5, cough and be done wasted $20. How much money do we waste on cigarettes, alcohol, weed, going out to eat? You know what I'm saying? We waste plenty of money. And then when it come down to giving $10, I put $10 over here, put $10 over there. Oh, no, I ain't giving them niggas nothing. That nigga ain't gonna, he sound like one of them preacher pimps. You know what I mean? Like, man, whatever, man. Whatever. I don't need nothing. I don't need nothing because I survive off very little. And I done learned how to survive off very little. You understand what I'm saying? So it ain't for me, I just thought about it yesterday because we got one of our sisters that been going through a little turmoil here and there with not having her house and all. And so when I gave her the last of what was in there yesterday, I thought that I may come back out there and try to get some more in there because it was so handy. You know what I mean? Three or four people been helped out for the little bit that was in there, And so, and then the money that I did send her, somebody had sent, and my wife said, "Hey, sweetie, this is in there." I was like, "Okay." And then sister popped up with a need. I'm like, "Well, that's work right on time." We just transfer this right on over there to her. You know what I mean? So she can keep on moving. So you don't know who it's going to be next. It could be you. It could be you. It could be you. It could be you. It could be either one of y'all that encounter something next, So yeah. A whole lot of places I'd like to travel to. A lot of places I'd like to go. I'd like to travel to, but I tell my brothers, hey, I don't have money like that. I don't have, you know what I'm saying? By the time I get through with the month come around, it's over for me. You know what I mean? So it's like either the brothers that had to get together and make something happen to bring me where they at, or I just ain't going to be there. But I'm not going to use what Israel is doing in that PayPal. I wouldn't use that to take care of nothing that was personal for me. I wouldn't use that was in there to go jump on no plane to go to no conference, or use that to go and do nothing for me. Because that what it's for is not for me. It's for Israel. It's something for Israel to have in case Israel have a problem. And then Israel had to be honest enough to know that not to take advantage of this, because it's there strictly for emergency. Now, I ain't talking about you have a problem, you know what I'm saying, and you don't get paid until next week, and you got a problem where you just got no. That's not no mercy. I'm talking about you've been cast down. You don't have no check coming next week or the week behind, and you in trouble. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. So, you know. But let us be prepared, because these heathens are ramping up. So I just tell y'all, you know, ain't no amount too small. The last, we got our sister, Sharon Franklin. She gonna be all right. She just going through a rough time right now. She going through a rough time right now. All of us do, you know. But as I said, you know, we sent the last of what was left in there to her, and we know that there's other people around the Facebook world that been helping her out. You know what I'm saying? So that she can keep a roof over her head. And we know that the Most High gonna bless her. And I think a lot of times it'd be the Most High testing us to see how we gonna deal with each other. So she gonna be all right. But yeah, the last of what was in there got shipped off to her yesterday. And so you know, when you give something, when you put something in there, you put that in there in mind with, hey, you know what? I might need something tomorrow. I might be in trouble tomorrow. So I'm going to go on and throw this little piece over here. You understand what I'm saying? So don't look at it like you're doing nothing for me. You ain't doing nothing for me. What you're doing for Israel. You're doing for your brothers and sisters. And anybody that's doing that, it's an open book. You can call, you can check, you can see what's in it. You can get you don't understand? You can see what's in it. You can see where everything go, because I don't have nothing to hide. And I'm a man of the Most High. I'm going to be walking in righteousness as the best of my ability. So I ain't going to let no money pervert my righteousness. That's just out the question now. So that's just something that I thought about. Okay, here I come. Okay, I got you. I got you, Brother Majors. I got you, Brother Majors. Okay, I got you, Brother Majors. Let's see if you coming in there. Dang, are you coming in there, Brother Majors? It say I'm adding you. One guy said he couldn't, Daryl Fields, I hadn't been able to get him in there. It's taken off a long time. Yeah, so let's be mindful of those things like that. What's up, Yasser?
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. What time is it?
About 10 minutes till 9.
Okay, brother. Dang, Brother Majors, it ain't adding you yet. It say it's adding you. Well, yeah. See, that's the whole thing, man. For some reason, it ain't letting me add people. It ain't letting me add you. I went on there, I clicked, I add and everything. So, let's see, approve. I'm gonna try it again, Brother Majors. Yeah. So y'all, if y'all think that's a good idea, that's fine. But you know, like I said, I just told myself after Young General that I would just leave the account open, and then I thought about that. I said, you know what? You know, because after that, it still was a few extra monies that had came, and I just said, well, you know what? I see Israel counting certain things. You know, I would do it. You know, it was one sister on there that had a car accident, and her husband was paralyzed, and I would have loved to did something for her, but it just wasn't nothing there, you know. So, yeah, so it's all good. Brother Majors, I couldn't get you in there. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, Brother Majors. It won't let me go. Shoot. So I'm trying to invite. And it keeps saying that it's adding you, but there you go.
Oh,
What's
there
up?
it is. Finally, I don't know what was going on with with the invite, but shalom to you, elder, and thanks for sending me the invite. At first, I thought you was sending me the invite, but I think it was another brother. So when I sent you, I was asking you a question. Did you send me an invite? But then you end up sending me the invite, so I'm on here now, so I
Yeah,
can't get off now.
yeah, that's all good, man. Because I think it's a good thing. It's good for Israel to see the brothers united and standing together. You know what I mean? And I'm just saying that some of these things we got to be practicing on because these heathens are getting more emboldened and they raise it up, and now they're starting to get frightened because they've suddenly realized that this phenomenon with this regathering process in the earth is far greater than anything that they ever imagined. They just thought it was just little pockets of us. You understand what I'm saying? But now they're starting to come to understand that this is something that's going on simultaneously all over the world at the exact same time, and they're starting to get frightened about it. And we know how these heathens operate when they get scared. You know what I mean? And so I was trying to show Israel how we have to be prepared. And one of the things we need to start practicing on is caring for one another. You understand what I'm saying? So,
right,
man.
yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. I know you was talking about the PayPal and things like that. I think that the issue is there's spiritual matters that I think that the elders as well as the leaders need to have discussions about. We talk about knowledge, we talk about revelation, we talk about prophecy, we talk about all these different things, but when it comes down to spiritual community matters, we don't have conversation about these things. And what happens is, as leaders, when we don't prepare the people, or aren't prepared ourselves and have these discussions about loving one another, that's a part of our community. That's a part of things that we should be talking about. We see it all through the scriptures. When there were things that was happening as far as the community, you had elders getting together talking about these things, but yet we're so driven by the revelation and knowledge and talking about all these other things to the point to where we neglect and lack the areas of such as we're talking about community. And so what ended up happening is it doesn't give us an opportunity to develop the other brothers and sisters within the nation to be able to say, okay, if the leaders are practicing these principles, then we also too, because the people look to their leaders, and unfortunately that's the way it is. No matter how many times we say, hey, all of y'all are leaders, y'all need to function as a community as well, the people still look at the leaders and look at how we're functioning, and that's how they live, and that's how they follow. So I think we need to have conversation. Their principles, as talking earlier, there are principles that is within the church, and I put up this post earlier that the church have. Well, regardless if they aren't practicing those principles to the fullest, they still have principles, and not all the church people within the principles and taking care of the community. Even though we talk about the Catholic Church, we know what the Catholic Church is about and all these different things. But when you look at the Catholic Church, most of our people, they go to Catholic charity. They go to different organizations such as that. And when they need to eat, they have food banks at these Catholic charities. They don't care anything about what denomination you is. When you come up in there, they're asking you, hey, okay, what do you need? Here's a box. Go get what you need off our shelves. And so they are practicing principles that we who confess that we're Israel and we live as Israel, we are supposed to be keeping these principles as well. We should be showing the other nations or others how we function as a community. Therefore, they're taking the blueprint that was given in the scriptures and they're doing it while we're just talking about knowledge. We're talking about prophecy. We're talking about we Israel. We're talking about slavery. We're talking about all these curses, but we're not talking about how do we take care of one another and as the leaders aren't talking, and we aren't even walking it out. So I just wanted to say that there are things that when we come into this truth that we don't have to totally throw away, that we learned growing up. Because remember, when we grew up in the church, you see the old. I'm talking about the old preacher. I'm talking about it ain't that many old preachers left. Where the old school church, the preacher had a job. The preacher in the old school church, they were known in the community. The people respected the old school preacher. But as well, people, when they had problems, they knew that they could lean and depend on Reverend, such and such. You know what I'm saying? To be able to go there, even if they weren't a member of that church, they knew that they can go to that church because they knew that the pastors or the preachers, the old school preacher, taught the community, taught the people within the church that that we are supposed to extend a hand into the community. Now it's more membership and it's more sophisticated, the old school church. And I would never throw away the foundation that I learned growing up because it can't help us in the day in which we live. I'm sorry I took so long talking, but I just wanted to say that.
No, you are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. And that's one of the reasons why, I'm die hard when it comes to all that nonsense, that bickering, that fighting, that arguing. I'm die hard with that because we have far more greater issues to be dealing with. You know what I mean?
Right.
So while we trying to wake up and trying to serve the Father, we dealing with some real life problems. You understand what I'm saying? Some of us are still battling with drug addiction. Some of us are still battling alcohol. We still battling all of these things that was hanging on us before we came to truth. And now we're trying to serve the Most High. And got all these things to deal with. Some people ain't got no job. Some of my brothers just get to jail. They come to know who they are. They love the Lord. They try to do things in a righteous manner. But hey man, we got to learn how to help each other. That's just all it is to it, period. And so we got to start somewhere. I agree with you wholeheartedly that the brothers that have acquired the leadership and respect of people, they have to start getting their minds in some different places. I ain't trying to debate with nobody.
Yeah.
Okay, let's debate about this. You see what I'm saying? Let's debate about this. We spent all our life giving tithes, church anniversary, pastor wife anniversary, deacon board fund, usher board program, and now we come to the truth. You ain't got nothing to do with the money. What you got to do what the Messiah said. Care for your widows. Care for the fathers. Care for them that are without. And because you are not a part of an establishment, it's like, well, I ain't got nowhere to put it. Well, we're going to create somewhere for you to put it. Because people need, you know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things I was thinking about, Brother Major. So it's all good, man. You gonna do some ministry today?
Yeah, I'm gonna do some ministry today, and I'm gonna be talking more about growing spiritually, dealing with spiritual matters. I think we've got so much information and so many books that we got to grow spiritually now. Things that you're talking about right now, those are spiritual issues. Yeah. Those are spiritual issues that we have. And my thing, how many brothers, who got all these books? When was the last time you went across the street or next door to the elderly lady across the street and asked her, can you take her trash out? When the last time you did that? Right. We can sit on Facebook, we can go on YouTube, we can watch it. What about the elderly man who needs somebody to get his medicine? When was the last time have you went and say, hey, can I go pick up your medicine? But like you say, we'll go to conference after conference. We go to Passover, feast days, and do all these other things and neglect that the poor are going to be with us always. The neglect that the elderly are going to be with us always. And we who say that we are Israel, we got to demonstrate that. And it's bigger than just books and all this and debating and all that other stuff. We got to do the work, man. This bottom line. We got to do the work of the kingdom, man. And that's the thing, man. That's the issue. And I think that once we get that, then we'll be all right.
Yeah, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. We're off to a run to start. The Father doing what he's doing. And I'm saying to myself, when these heathens start pressing us, you understand what I'm saying? The more they press us, the better we're going to get at it. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm trying to toss
toss things out there in front of people now before it get to that point.
Yeah.
If you learn how to do it now, oh no. If you learn how to do it now,
Yeah.
then it won't be so difficult when you get pressed because we'll have a greater sense of preparedness. You understand what I'm saying? So, but it's all good, man. I'm about to get out here and go try to get this little. And you have a good day, Brother Majors, and tag me in whatever it is that you're doing, all right?
I will. I definitely will. Shalom, Elder.
All right, shalom.